everyone, Maci here. So about 2 years ago, my friends and I went to Harry Styles live on tour with general admission tickets, and I essentially vlogged the entire thing. You can check it out up here. And a lot of you have been DMing me on Instagram asking about my experience, like what time you should go, what was it like being in pit, and so on, so I thought I would answer all of those questions in this video. I can't remember when tickets went on sale for this particular concert, but somehow we were just blessed by the Ticketmaster gods in that Jackie was able to get 3 general admission tickets straight from Ticketmaster, which is just crazy because I think when we were talking to some of the other fans that were around us in pit, none of them got the GA tickets from Ticketmaster. Like, some of them got it from StubHub, SeatGeek, and like whatever second or third party website. And this was a time when Harry wanted his concert tickets to be affordable, so each ticket was about $100 each. Now, in terms of information on what we can and can't bring inside the venue, I think we got it from a combination of forum website, Ticketmaster emails, as well as our ticket. Anyway, so fast forward to July, we received an email stating that we couldn't arrive at the venue until the actual day of the concert because they didn't want fans to camp out earlier, which is understandable. I think the earliest that fans were able to arrive at the venue was 9 a.m. Since we did have some things to do that day, we couldn't arrive there until around 1 p.m. When we arrived, we took our own car and we parked, went to security where they checked our ticket to see if we had GA, and then gave us our first wristband with a number on it stating our order in which we would be entering the venue later on. Since we received our number, we were essentially free to go wherever. We could even exit the venue parking lot since they gave us a paper to show that we paid, and the parking lot attendees would just acknowledge that we've paid for it already, as long as you return to the venue by 7 p.m. I don't remember the particular number order that we were at by 1 p.m., but I know we were around like the 100s. Now, in this sort of situation, if you are able to, I recommend that you bring your own car rather than taking Uber or Lyft, because then you would have the freedom to go out and get food rather than just waiting at the venue for several hours. But also, if for whatever reason you brought something that isn't allowed in the venue, at least you have the option of bringing it back to your car, especially if it's something that's valuable. Once we got our food and had our sort of lunch/dinner, mostly because we didn't want to get food inside the venue later on, we also drank as much water as we could because you couldn't bring food or water into the venue. But also so we could use the bathroom as much as we can before we entered. Because especially for me, I felt like it would be more of a hassle if you had to go back and forth inside GA, and it's like not worth it. Now, because of this issue, it would really suck to have to go back and forth to the bathroom, especially if you're on your period and you're in GA. And the last thing that you would want is for your pad to just start leaking in the middle of the concert, especially if you're on a heavy flow. Which is why I'd like to talk about this period-proof underwear brand called Lilova. And Lilova was generous enough to send me a pair of their own in the style Amber Bikini. And although these would be great if you're at a concert, they're also perfect for everyday use when you're on your period. Now, Lilova offers 6 different styles on their website. They have a thong that holds half a tampon's worth, as well as 2 bikinis, 1 hipster, 1 hip hugger, and 1 high waist that holds 2 tampons worth. Essentially, how it works is that the underwear is composed of 4 different layers that goes all the way to the back for an ultimate protection day and night. The first layer is a moisture-wicking cotton inner layer for softness and breathability. The second layer is an antimicrobial lining to fight bacteria and odors. The third layer is a super absorbent fabric to hold up to 2 tampons worth. And the fourth layer is a leak-resistant nylon outer layer to keep it all in. So if you're interested in getting your own Lilova period-proof underwear, I will have a link in the description box below where you can get your own. So about 20 to 15 minutes before 7, we started to line up in front of the venue in the order of our wristband. Rescan our tickets and give us our second wristband, which shows that they scanned our tickets. Now the problem is, if you didn't return to the venue by 7 p.m. and they already scanned the tickets that were around your number, you had to go back to the end of the line. As an example, if you were number 100 and number 99 and number 101 was already scanned and you just got there, that really sucks. You have to go to the back because you basically missed out. I think in our vicinity it only happened to 1 or 2 people, which really sucks, but then you had to accommodate for that time, like you should have known. So we waited for a few more minutes in that line with our second wristband until we went through bag check. Then we lined up in the shade for a good 30 minutes to an hour, where they were just bringing in a small amount of people at a time. Once it was our turn, I think there were about 10 people that went in, where they led us through the lower entrance, went through like a bar area, and then went past like the lower section seats. And once we got to the pit, we were freaking out. And even though we were far from being in the front of the stage, there were only about 4 people in front of us, and thank goodness they were my height or shorter, because one of my fears, especially being in pit, is that I wouldn't be able to see and everyone in front of me is taller, so once we were in pit, we waited for about an hour until Casey Musgraves went on. And during that time, some people were going in and out of the pit to go get food or to use a bathroom. I personally didn't want to do that because it felt inconvenient for those around me. Like, I didn't just want to squeeze through people, and I don't want people to assume that I'm trying to steal their spot. But fortunately, like, the people who did get food, I recognized them, so they actually were in front of us. Like, there wasn't really anyone who was trying to sneak through, and I was very grateful for that. Like, everyone was really chill, so it's good. One of the things that I advise if you're in pit is to really space yourself as much as you can, like get as much real estate around you, because the closer it gets to the show, the less space you will get. Because of course everyone wants to get closer to the stage, thus you become a little bit more claustrophobic. Fortunately, we didn't really have to do this at this show because everyone was actually calm and mature. But if you are at a show where the fans are very aggressive, I would recommend linking arms with your friends or the people around you, just so those aggressive fans would find it a little bit more difficult to get past you. Again, since everyone was very relaxed, my friend and I actually sat down, and not like sprawled, of course, like there wasn't that much space, but we took this chance to sit down because we knew this would be our only opportunity to rest, but it would also help us maintain that real estate. Once Casey performed, it was magical. Don't need to tell you that. You can see it in my vlog. And then after that, we waited for Harry for about 45 minutes. I wouldn't say an hour, but it could have been an hour. Once he performed, it was magical. It was great because this is the first time that I was ever able to see a member of One Direction that close, because growing up, I did not have that close proximity, which is fine, but it just felt more magical being older and then indescribable, obviously. Overall, it was pretty magical. Jackie and I went to both days at the Forum. The first day we had GA, the second day we were just in Section A, I think. I actually liked the first day a little bit more, and it was actually perfect to be in GA because it felt like he was talking to the audience a lot more, and of course he's going to refer to GA most of the time, which was crazy. In the second day, it was actually really fun because I think he sang Kiwi 3 times, which was nuts, and I remember losing my voice that day. Overall, I really enjoyed it, like so worth the $100. So that is everything for this week's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it and learned a little bit more from it. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate to ask them in the description box, in the comments below, or you can DM me on Instagram at SimplyMaciX. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can do so by clicking on that little red button down below, and be sure to turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of my new videos. Hope to see you next time!